Good evening, and welcome to the meeting for the Richmond Power and Light for Monday, June 3rd, 2024. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Doug Goss.
Here.
Lucinda Wright.
Present.
Bill Engel.
Here.
Larry Parker.
Here.
Ann Taylor.
Here.
Gary Turner.
Here.
Jane Bumbelow.
Here.
Justin Burkhart.
Here.
And Jerry Purcell.
Here.
All are present.
Thank you. Next, we have approval of minutes.
Here.
Yes, sir.
There's no amendments to the minutes. I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, bills to be approved.
Madam Chairperson,
Yes, sir.
Finance Committee has reviewed the bills and moved for approval in the amount of $7,994,959.29.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the bills for $7,994,959.29. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, I don't have any remarks other than thank you, Tony, for your great communication and due diligence in all that you do. No unfinished business, so next we have the report by the general manager.
Well, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We have a few things on the agenda tonight. The first item on the agenda is a request to open bids on a new 2024 or current model 3.6-ton mini excavator for the line department as previously approved in the 2024 capital budget. I do have the proof of publication that I'd like to present to you for your approval first.
Okay.
Madam Chairman,
Yes, sir.
move to place on file and accept proof of publication.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. Looks like our first bid this evening is from New Holland, Richmond. We'll take a look at that. Sorry. Directions say put the bid sheet on top. So, our price is, on this, is $70,965. They're offering a $19,000 trade-in for a total price of $51,965. If we did not do the trade-in, the price is still the same, $70,965. All that together. You guys don't want to watch me do that. Looks like the next one is McAllister out of Indianapolis. They did put it right on top. Price is $89,850 with a trade-in of $22,000. For a total price of $67,850. If we don't do the trade, it's the same price, $89,850. And McAllister Machinery out of Indianapolis. And finally, who this one's from. Bobcat of Anderson, that's who this one is from. The price is $71,327.27. Trade-in value $19,000. Total price $52,327.27. And again, without the trade, same price, $71,327.27. So our request would be to be able to take this under advisement and come back next month with a recommendation.
So moved. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next on the agenda is related to that same piece of equipment, but this is a request to receive bids on a new trailer for this piece of equipment. Unlike some of our other equipment, the trailer has to match the piece of equipment for balance and things like that. In this case, it did not have to come from the same vendor, so we did bid this separately. I do have proof of publication.
Move to accept proof of publication, place on file.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
We do have one bid. Midway Trailers, Dayton, Ohio. Looking at this right, I have to find the quote sheet to make sure I'm correct. 16,200 is the price, 1,500 trade for a total price of 14,765. Same with the trailer. We'd like to take this back to review the bid and bring it back next month for a recommendation.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much. Next on the agenda is the quarterly ECA. So tonight we are asking you to approve the third quarter ECA rates. This month, or for this quarter, we will see a decrease in the ECA. So for residential customers, it will be a decrease of 0.003284 cents per kilowatt hour. Currently, residential is paying basically about 1.9 cents per kilowatt hour, and that is going to be reduced to about 1.5 cents per kilowatt hour. So that's definitely good news, and I would entertain any questions that you have.
Anyone have any questions?
Hearing none, I move to approve. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the ECA rates for the third quarter of 2024. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next item on the agenda is a capital projects update and a request. So every year when we prepare our capital budgets, and when we're doing our 5-year capital budgets, we try to get quotes just so we have an idea of what those items are gonna cost. Sometimes you're right on the money, sometimes you budget a little more. You just never know, sometimes our budget estimates fall short. So far this year, with everything that we have bid, we are currently approximately $200,000 under budget. But there are a couple of things that we are working on for the rest of the year. One of those is for the engineering department. It is a utility design software subscription that has to be customized for our needs to connect AutoCAD to our new GIS system. We had an estimate last year of $50,000 to do this, but it did not include the QA/QC license, which is primarily used to test the new software in a non-production environment. That's going to make this better for customization for our needs, and we would lead to fewer updates in the future. Not being an IT guy, I looked down to Doug to nod his head that is normal, I guess, to have a QA/QC license. So that was not included last year when we got our budget, got our budget number for this particular project. So we are short about $25,000 for that. The other one is, believe it or not, a speaker system for our customer service office. As you know, we have very thick glass between our customer and the customer service representatives. The speaker system there is old. All our estimates are it's between 20 and 25 years old. We cannot get replacement parts. Sound quality is terrible. We budgeted about $8,000 last year. We thought that would cover it. After doing our due diligence this year, as we were getting quotes to complete the project, it's closer to $10,000. So again, for that particular capital item, we're a little bit short. So if the board is okay with it, we would like to proceed with those two projects I just mentioned. One being the software project for the engineering department, and then the other one would be moving forward with the new speaker system for customer service office. After we make those adjustments for those two projects, we're still under budget for the year by about $172,500.
Very good.
And being capital, it's handled differently than our operating budgets. We always like to come before you and let you know what's going on, and I always if you're okay with it, maybe make a motion to let us proceed.
Okay.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the capital projects update. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very much. And speaking of capital, I thought I'd give you a quick update on some capital projects that we've talked about this year. So this year, we were able to order a bucket truck and actually get it in already this year. And we went out to bid. Usually it takes 18 months to 2 years to get one of these. The reason we were able to get this truck this year is because we just bid a stock unit. So this is just a unit that they build and basically put for sale with no customization. So we were able to just bid a stock unit, but we still have to customize it for our needs. But when we get these types of units, there are problems. And so with this particular truck, we got it in, everything's great, everything's grand, it works just like it should. We're gonna be able to customize it with some of the things that we need. Problem is, it barely fits in our garage.
Oh,
So
dear.
what we do, we always bid a chassis so that we can fit all of our vehicles inside, especially our diesels, because you want them to be ready to go in the winter, plus just keeping them out of the weather in general. When they drove it through, we had about an inch or two clearance without it hitting the ceiling. So a couple of things that we're doing. Number one, we've already had the tires changed. It came stock with off-road style tires, and that gained us another about 3 or 4 inches. So right now, just doing that, we have about 5 inches of clearance. The other thing we're considering having done is having Alltech adjust the boom mount where the boom rests. Maybe moving that, customizing that so the boom, top of the boom, is another inch or two below. Those are the types of things we run into when we don't spec our vehicles to fit our use and need. So anyway, great truck, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of scary driving it through the garage that first time. When
Have to
they
go
were
slow.
making sure we actually fit in the garage. Second one we got this year, this one is the Parallax bucket truck. We talked about this last year during budget time, and we got a jump start on it by getting it out to bid in December. So Parallax is super happy about this. They had been borrowing other small bucket trucks when they were available, so they were always at the mercy of the line department and/or meter department. But now with their own truck, makes them even more efficient. This is what the backyard digger derrick looks like. We've talked about this back in 2022. So we talked about it in 2021. In 2021, when we put it in the budget, we ordered it in 2022. So this is one, for example, where the trailer is custom built to match the unit, so it balances and fits the way it's supposed to. But that just came in as well. So this is basically a walk-beside unit where you can go in tight spaces to dig holes and put new poles in the ground.
Cool.
That just arrived. And another one, Mr. Parker asked me about this one recently, and we've been working diligently on this. This is the new control house for the Whitewater Valley Station. Basically, we're moving the substation component out of the generating station and updating that. So this was a 2022 capital item. We received the, and it was bid and ordered in 2022, and we received the control house, as you can see here, in 2 pieces, and started putting it, it came in 2023, early 2023, and was put together. And there were some additional components, relays and things that needed ordered. We were dealing with supply chain issues, but anyway, they've been doing some internal work. In 2024, our guys have been working very diligently on this project. And the reason we have to do it in increments is because we have to coordinate with the operations of the Whitewater Valley Station. So we were trying to get as much done this spring so that Whitewater could operate. They have spring testing, and then, of course, they're ready to generate for the summer months now. So our crews were working, many of them, Saturdays and Sundays for several weeks in a row, trying to beat those deadlines. And it's a very laborious process that they went through. You can see just a lot of manual labor. Don't look at the guy standing around there on the left, but they were working at some point. But anyway, it's neat to see it all come together. But it is a big deal, a big project. And what's nice about this is that we have a qualified team of individuals that can oversee the project, that can actually do the project without us hiring contractors to come in and do that. We have a very qualified staff, and we're lucky to have them, that's for sure. I listed some of the folks that have been putting in the long hours. I probably shouldn't do that, because as soon as I do that, I'm going to miss somebody. But I do want to say a big thank you to them for putting in the long hours this spring to get this project to a point where the Whitewater Valley Station could be operational for the summer months. So a big thank you to them for that. Any questions on capital items before I move to my next quick update? If not, earlier tonight, this is a different one. We were just recently notified that we received a certificate of excellence and reliability from the American Public Power Association.
Yay.
So recipients are determined for this award by comparing their reliability data with national reliability data published by the Energy Information Administration. The data that they look at is called their SAIDI score, and SAIDI represents the total number of minutes of interruption the average customer experiences. So that's determined by calculating, by dividing the sum of all customer interruption minutes within the year by the number of customers served during that year. So in 2024, 245 public power utilities were recognized. We are one of 5 in Indiana to receive this recognition. The other utilities in Indiana that received this recognition include Crawfordsville, Greenfield, Peru, and Tell City. So once again, great job to our teams for keeping the lights on for us.
That's awesome.
That's important.
And another one I'm going to talk about tonight, Mayor Oler mentioned earlier a partnership with WCTV and videos that are done. We are a member of WCTV, and as part of that, we have the opportunity to have some production done as well. So what we're doing is having a series of very short videos done that we can put on social media and our website. And our first one has been completed, and if this works, we'll get to see it. Let's see if it works.
Yay.
When planting flowers on your property, RP&L wants you to call 811 before you dig. Electric, gas, water, sewer, cable lines, and more may be in your yard. Don't take the risk of digging blindly. It's free, only takes a few minutes, and can prevent inconvenient service outages, expensive repair bills, serious injury, or even death. That's why calling 811 before you dig is Indiana law. Know what's below.
Awesome.
WCTV did a great job for us, and they started work on their second one a couple of weeks ago, so I'll show you that one when it becomes available. And also keep an eye out for these on social media.
Very good.
And finally tonight, this is a thank you card we received from our Hibbard 4th grade class for the Partners in Education program. Mary Stevens in the general manager's office coordinates this every year, and the students get access to all aspects of RP&L, and they get a tour of the Whitewater Valley Station. They get to hang out with the linemen, try on their gloves, and do some other things. So they get a nice education on the power industry, and we had a successful year, and just thought I'd show off the thank you card they sent to us. So
Very nice.
thank you much for doing that. And again, this is a big thank you to Mary. She coordinates all of this. And with that said, that's all I had tonight. Didn't have a big presentation, but just a lot of little things to go over. But would entertain any questions that you have for me tonight.
Thank you, Tony.
Well, we appreciate you and everything that you do, and all the linemen. Thank you. All right, we don't have any new business.
Move for adjournment.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned.